Okay, great. So we are live on YouTube. Excellent. So thank you everybody for joining, and I hope you all have received your scores. We are looking forward to, know what your scores are. So do share with us whenever you get the time. All right, Zinat. So over to you, Zinat.
Thank you, Ashish. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. Glad to know that you know most of you have received your scores. So before we could get started with today's session, let me share the screen quickly. I hope today we none of us had any issues in terms of joining. Okay, right. In today's session, I have a surprise for all of you.
So Zinat, your video is not on, right? So I will just put you. I'll make you the host. Okay, then
Mhm.
I leave. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as I was telling you all, today I have a surprise for all of you. The surprise actually comes in the form of a test. Okay. So I'm going to actually display a question paper which contains around 30 questions, okay, which comes under everything under the umbrella of language, English language. You can even call it as verbal ability. Okay. What all you must have actually faced in NSAT is the same thing what you're actually going to come across here. And this is going to actually help us even to practice better because since almost 3 to 4 sessions, we have been concentrating a lot on speaking, correcting our sentences. We had group discussion, we had pick and speech. We did a lot of things, right? So today we'll exclusively talk about this question paper and we'll actually deal with each of the questions. We will see where we are going right, where we are going wrong, and if we are wrong, why we are wrong, we'll actually learn, right? So let's get started. Let me open the question paper for all of you. So how's everyone otherwise? Jannatul Khanam. I like what you put as DP. Looks very interesting, I must say. All right. I request all the participants who are watching live on Facebook as well as who are attending the session on Zoom registering to have a pen and a paper handy because I'm going to give you 3 minutes time. Within 3 minutes time, you might have to crack at least 5 questions. So this comes with a timer. Once you crack the questions on your own, we will actually discuss those questions. What you're cracked all alone independently, we'll check our answers. Okay. I hope everyone is able to view the question paper. Let me know yes or no via chat.
No, ma'am.
No? I have shared the screen already. 1 second. Let me. Okay, now
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect. So let's get started. There are actually 5 questions in the form of fill in the blanks, which you can see right now on the screen. I'm going to give you all exactly 3 minutes time. You have to do the fill in the blanks and you have to let me know the answer once 3 minutes gets over. Okay, and your time starts now, folks. Faster. The first 5 questions, what you can see, fill in the blanks with the appropriate answers. You have 2 options available for each of the questions, whichever you think is applicable. The correct answer, you can come up with the same. Two more minutes. It must be very easy for those who have been attending the sessions on basic communication skills since the beginning, because almost all the topics are covered for you, both theoretical as well as practical part of the each of the stories. Friends, last minute, last 60 seconds. Only the first 5 questions. You do not have to get into the rest. Last 15 seconds, my dear friends. Let's see who's going to be, who's extremely competent and who can answer to my questions as fast as possible. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. Now, I wanted to tell me, yes, Douglas, hold on. Let me allow you to speak. I'll just allow, I think you've already been allowed, so go ahead and speak. Douglas, you can go ahead and speak.
Are we recording the answer somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to discuss the answer right away.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So
Okay.
let's get started. You can mute yourself, Douglas. Thank you so much. What do you think is the answer to question number 1? What's your answer? Quickly let me know via chat. All the participants who have logged in via Zoom, please let me know via chat. What's your answer? Is it remind or reminds? Remind. Douglas says remind. What about the rest of the participants? Sar says reminds. Thank you. Thank you so much for your answers. If anybody else has any other answer, maybe neither A nor B sort, you can let me know too. Read the question. The question says, rice and beans, my favorite dish, blank me of my native Puerto Rico. So what are we talking about over here? We are actually talking about rice and beans, correct? You have to understand. Yes, Douglas. Thank you. All right, you need to understand something very important here. This question is actually based on a concept called subject-verb agreement. I call it as the foundation of English grammar, because unless you know subject-verb agreement, you cannot talk about tenses. Okay. One of the major rules in subject-verb agreement actually tells us that when you talk about a combination, I repeat, when you talk about a combination, okay, like for example, bread and butter is a combination. Needle and thread is a combination. Likewise, rice and beans is a combination. Okay, you cannot separate rice from beans, beans from rice, because they go as a combination. They are like two faces of the same coin. Like bread and butter, you cannot separate them from each other. These are all different combinations. So what does the rule in SVA say? It says whenever you talk about any combination, blindfoldedly go with a singular verb. Blindfoldedly go with a singular verb. So what exactly does it mean? It means although you can read two different nouns, rice, noun 1, beans, noun 2, although you think as if you're talking about two different items, and why should I actually go with a singular verb? You have to understand rice and beans together are one combination. Okay, together they are one combination. How many combinations? One combination. As we are talking about one combination, the rule of subject verb agreement very clearly tells us that when in a sentence, when your subject is singular, the verb in the same sentence should also be singular. When the subject in a sentence is plural, the verb in the same sentence should also be plural. This is the basic rule of subject-verb agreement. Either it has to be singular combination, or it has to be plural combination. When will be the problem? When your subject is singular and your verb is plural, that's the problem. Or maybe your subject is plural, but your verb is singular, again the problem. So either it has to be singular, or it has to be plural. That is for rest assured. Okay. So what is our subject here? Our subject is rice and beans, which is a combination. How many combinations? One combinations. So basically, whatever we talk about in a sentence becomes our subject. I repeat, whatever we talk about in a sentence, whatever we talk about in a sentence becomes our subject. Okay. For example, let's say there are many chairs in the classroom. I repeat, there are many chairs in the classroom. What am I talking about in the sentence? Definitely, I'm talking about chairs. So as I'm talking about chairs in the sentence, the word chairs become my subject in the sentence, point to be noted. Because I'm talking about chairs, simple as that. Okay. So logically, whatever you talk about in a sentence can be anything. When I say anything, it can be a person, it can be a place, it can be animal or bird, it can be singular or plural, it can be living or non-living. So there is no restriction over here. You can talk about anything. Okay. So from that perspective, as we are talking about rice and beans, which is one combination. How many combinations? One combination, which is our subject. Rice and beans, is it singular or plural? Definitely singular. According to the rule, when your subject is singular, your verb must be singular. So out of the options available here in the question, we have remind and reminds, right? There are two options available, remind and reminds. Please go back and try recollecting. In one of the previous sessions, I was actually talking about it. This is very, very important. Please keep this in mind forever and ever. Okay. This is extremely important to know that the moment you add the letter yes to any action word, it automatically becomes singular. I repeat, the moment you add the letter yes to any action word, in other words, for example, if I have to give it to you, like sleep or eat or jump, these are all action words. In other words, like verbs, right? So the moment you add the letter yes to any of these action words, it actually becomes singular. So sleep becomes sleeps, which is singular. Eat becomes eats, which is singular. Jump becomes jumps, which also is singular. Now you can ask me another question. If sleeps is singular, eats is singular, jumps is singular, what about sleep, eat, and jump? They actually are considered plural. So ladies and gentlemen, sleep, plural, sleeps, singular, eat, plural, eats, singular, jump, plural, jumps, singular. Very simple. Okay. So out of the options available here, remind and reminds, it's very easy to find out. If there is yes in action word, it is singular. If there is no yes in action word, it has to be plural. So unfortunately, our subject is actually singular. Here it is very clearly given, our subject is singular. As our subject is singular, our verb also becomes singular. It means our answer has to be reminds. Hope everybody understood? Any questions, clarifications, queries so far? Anybody? Yes? All right, great. So let's go to the next question. What do you think is the answer to the next question? What do you think is the answer to the next question? Question number 2. Number 2, vote. Thank you, Douglas. Saad also says vote. What about the rest of the participants? Khanam also says vote. Thank you for your answers. I'm sure now it's going to be very easy to understand because we have discussed the basic of subject verb agreement. Okay. See here, what are we talking about here in the sentence? We are talking about a large number of voters. Point to be noted. We are talking about a large number of voters. So let me bring this back. A large number of voters. Right? We are not bothered about which number. We are actually bothered about what comes after this. Okay, it is a large number of voters. Voters is singular or plural? Definitely plural. When our subject is plural, our verb has to be plural, right? So out of the options given, what are the options given here? First option says votes and second option says vote. Which one is singular? Which one is plural, by the way? Which one is singular? Which one is plural? Vote is singular or plural? Just now we discussed yes theory. Based on that, vote is singular or plural? Is vote singular or plural? Very good. Okay, Saad says vote is singular. Maya says it's plural. Point to be noted. We are talking about vote. What did I say just now? The moment you add letter yes to any action word, it becomes plural. When you keep an action word as it is without any changes, without any additional letters, then it actually is considered plural. So from that perspective, vote has to be plural and votes has to be singular. Okay. So make sure that you keep this in mind. As our subject is plural, then our verb also has to be plural. So the answer to this question is vote. Let's go to the next question quickly. What's your answer to question number 3? What's your answer to question number 3? 4 years blank a long time. Are you sure it is years? It's not R, because we're talking about years. Anybody? No? Okay. Everybody actually has been sending me via chat saying it's is. Fantastic. I tried my level best to confuse you all to so that you could come up with a different answer altogether, but you were very sure that it has to be is. That's very nice to know. So let's discuss this question quickly. So question number 3 is what we are discussing right now. What are we talking about in the sentence? We are talking about 4 years. There is a rule in English, especially in SVA. What does the rule say? It says, the moment you talk about time, money, and distance, the moment you talk about time, money, and distance in a sentence, which is very, very important, blindfoldedly go with a singular verb. Okay, because time is singular, money is singular, distance is singular. We never, now what if I ask you the question, what's the plural of time? You cannot say times. What's the plural of money? Definitely it is not monies. Time stays as time, money stays as money, right? So from that perspective, irrespective of whatever you're talking about, when it comes to time, whether you're talking about seconds or minutes or hours or days or months or years or decades or centuries, irrespective of the different means to measure the time what we have, irrespective of the number what we are mentioning, and irrespective of the measures, the means of measuring time, this is very, very important. We have to go blindfoldedly with a singular verb. That's what actually this is talking about. Okay, so please keep this in mind. Whenever you talk about time, money, and distance, you do not even have to read the sentence if it is a fill in the blanks, or maybe it comes right in front of you as a narrative spotting question, sentence correction question, especially for those who are watching on watching live on YouTube. This is very, very important. Keep this in mind. The moment you come across a sentence which is talking about time, money, or distance, blindfoldedly go with a singular verb. So from that perspective, keeping the question in mind, as the question says 4 years, blank a long time to spend away from your friends and family, the answer has to be is. The answer definitely has to be is. 4 years is. 10 days is. 7 hours is. 2 hours for such a long time to wait for a doctor. Okay, 10 days is a very long time to wait for a delivery, something like this. Okay, so you always go with a singular verb, that's for sure. All right, tell me what's the answer to question number 4. Question number 4, it says most of the milk blank gone bad. 6 gallons of milk blank still in the refrigerator. Have is. Okay, Saad says has are, and Janatul Khalam says have is. Has gone bad, have is. All right, thank you for all your responses. Let's check whether our answer is correct or not, which is very important. Okay, what are we talking about here in question number 4? We're talking about milk. Tell me one thing. What's the plural of milk? What's the plural of milk? Is it milks? No, right? Definitely not. Okay. Once again, milk is also an uncountable noun. an uncountable noun. In the last session, we were discussing this, an uncountable noun. So when I say an uncountable noun, we never say, give me 2 milk, give me 3 milk, give me 5 milk. No, we actually say, we measure milk. So either you are buying milk in liters or you're buying milk in kilos, okay, irrespective of the brand, irrespective of how much you consume, etc., etc. One thing is definitely rest assured, that is milk is singular. Milk is singular. Okay. So as milk is singular, which is our subject for the first blank what we have in the question, as our subject is singular, our verb also has to be singular. So from that perspective, easily you can actually come up with the answer here. The only options what are available is has, are, have, is. Out of have and has, which is singular, which is plural? Especially for the first blank, which is singular, which is plural? Have is plural and has is singular. Am I correct? Everyone? Yes. Have is plural and has is actually singular. Correct? So as we are talking about milk directly, definitely out of have and has, I can only choose has. I cannot go with have. I cannot say milk have. No, it has to be milk has, because I'm not talking about measurement of milk. I'm not talking about 5 liters of milk. I'm not talking about 10 gallons of milk. I'm directly talking about milk. So definitely the answer to the first blank has to be has. So as there are only 2 options available, definitely only one can be the correct one, right? You do not have to even look for the answer for the second blank. Once you decide between have and has, you already have your answer. So the answer has to be has. The answer has to be has and is. Has and are. I'm sorry. The answer has to be has and are. Most of the milk has gone bad. 6 gallons of milk are still in the refrigerator. Point to be noted. In the second blank, we're talking about 6 gallons. This is very important. 6 gallons. We're not directly talking about milk. We're talking about 6 gallons of milk. Okay. Which means 6 liters. Liters are countable or not countable? Definitely countable. Or kilos, countable or not countable? Countable. Gallons, countable or not countable? Countable. Tons, countable or not countable? Definitely countable. So from that perspective, the answer has to be has and are. Okay. Yes, let's go to question number 5. Tell me what's your answer. It's okay, Kusango, no problem. We're glad that you joined. What's the answer? Not only the students, but also their instructor, blank being called to the principal's office. Not only the students, but also their instructor, blank being called to the principal's office. Thank you for all your responses. Everyone has been sending has. Very good. I'm glad to know your answer is has. This is actually, I have to give an explanation to this question because this is a very important pattern of question. This is keeping all the viewers of YouTube live, okay, in mind. If you do not know the answer, why it's a correct answer, why it's not an incorrect answer, then you will get to know very quickly here. See, understand, the sentence is actually starting with not only but also. Not only but also is actually a correlative conjunction. It's a correlative conjunction. Okay. So what happens with correlative conjunction? What are correlative conjunctions? Either or, neither nor, whether or, whether or, just as, okay, both and. These are all correlative conjunctions. Okay, basically what happens when you use any of them in the sentence, you will come across a sentence which contains at least two subjects followed by one verb. At least two subjects followed by one verb. Please try recollecting. So far in question number 1, 2, 3, 4, we came across only one subject in the sentence. It was not very confusing. Okay, none of the questions what we discussed so far were confusing at all, right? So, but here it is confusing because if you read the question quickly here, please read the question. It says not only the students, but also their instructor. It means you're not only talking about students, but also talking about instructor, right? But also talking about instructor. However, the rule tells you a different story. Whenever you come across two subjects followed by only one verb in the sentence, I repeat, whenever you come across two subjects, like how we have here in the sentence, students can be considered subject one, instructor can be considered subject two. And when you have only one verb, if you can see in the question, there is only one blank. Although there are two different subjects, what you can see and read in the question, there is only one blank. It means, in other words, there is only one verb, right? The previous question, what we discussed, the milk question, there we had two different blanks. It means two different subjects, two different verbs. So that was a different scenario altogether. But right now we have two subjects. Look at students. Students is actually plural. Instructor is singular. So one subject is plural, one subject is singular. In this case, based on what I'm supposed to decide the verb? Should I decide the verb based on only subject one, or should I decide the verb based on subject two, or should I decide the verb based on subject one and subject two both? This is one confusing factor here. Okay, so the rule tells us very clearly. It's very easy to keep it in mind. Remember, whenever you come across two subjects followed by only one verb, my dear friends, always consider that subject which is very close to the verb, based on which you can decide the verb. I repeat, always consider that subject which is very close to the verb, close to. So I'm definitely talking about less distance. If you read the question here, it's quite inevitable to understand, right? You can easily understand the question here. What does it say? Not only students, but also their instructor. So somehow the verb is here, right? This blank is actually considered verb. Am I correct? Now check this. Just answer to yourself asking this question. Is this blank close to instructor or is it close to students? What is it close to? Instructor or student? A quick question to everyone. I'm waiting for your answers. Is it close to instructor or is it close to students? As everybody is taking some time, definitely this is close to instructor. Students is a little far from the blank. So it means the subject which I should only consider in this entire sentence is instructor. Now coming back here, ask this question to yourself. As instructor is the word which I'm supposed to consider as subject, is instructor singular or plural? Singular. So what does the subject verb agreement rule say? When your subject is singular, your verb must be singular. Correct? So from that perspective, the answer definitely has to be has, right? Not only the students, but also their instructor has been called to the principal's office. Okay. So yes, I'm talking about both students and instructor, but right now my priority is instructor. My preference is instructor. So instructor has been called to the principal's office. Okay. Do not keep both the subjects into consideration. Just make sure that you are considering that subject close to the which is very close to the blank or close to the verb. Okay, very good, good job. And I really appreciate there were very less incorrect answers, in fact. So now let's move on to the next question. These questions you have to actually, these questions are based on prepositions. So you have to fill in the blanks with an appropriate preposition. There are 3 options to each of the questions, and you have only 2 minutes time. Your time starts now, just 2 minutes, quickly. Thank you, Janatul Khanam, for your answer to the first question. What about question number 7, 8, 9, and 10? You all have one more minute left. Very good. Janatul Khanam, you might want to check on your answer to question number 8. Come on, you shouldn't be taking a lot of time. How about the rest of the participants? I'm still waiting. Yes, Saad, your answer to question number 6 is correct. Question number 7 also correct. Saad? Saad, question number 8. The answer to question number 8 is also correct. Yes, Jannatul Khanam. Correct. Your answer is right. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's time now to get started with the answers to the question. Let's quickly discuss. Has anybody unmuted himself or herself? I can hear. Okay. I think somebody has unmuted. Please check whether you're on mute or not. Kindly check. Faster. Okay, thank you. Now, question number 6. What does it say? It says there is a bridge blank river. I think it's a KG level question. You must have been coming across this question since a long time. Okay, we all know very well when we talk about swimming or when we talk about anything connected to river, ocean, right? Or let's say lake, any means of water, right? We blindfoldedly go with one preposition, that is across. You always build the bridge always across the river, right? By the way, you have to understand this is also across, this is also across, this is also across. There is no specification about what exactly do you mean by across, because we have this in our mind, only this is across. Okay, it need not to be from the perspective of river or ocean or lake or any water stream, etc., etc. You have to always keep all these possibilities in mind. Everything is across. Whether you're starting from here, you're ending here, you're starting from here and you're ending here, you're starting from here and you're ending here. Doesn't matter. Everything is definitely across. You always build the bridge across the river. I repeat, you always build the bridge across the river. So whoever have given me the answer across to question number 6, you're absolutely right. Let's go to question number 7 quickly. Question number 7. I think some of you have already given me the answer for this question. Who's the person blank this picture? In the previous session, I was discussing this. I said, whenever you talk about any printed items, I said, whenever you talk about any printed items, blindfoldedly go with in, because there is in print. 2 words I had given it to all of you. First word was print. Second word was electronics. Electronics. Okay. When you talk about printed items, go with in. When you talk about electronics, blindfoldedly go with on, because there is on in electronics, there is in print. Now you have to ask this question to yourself. What are we talking about? We are talking about a picture. Is picture an electronic item or a printed item? Very simple. The answer has to be simple here, because picture is actually a printed item. Correct? So as picture is a printed item, should I go with in or should I go with on? Undoubtedly, I should be going with in, because it is a printed item. Whether the picture what you're actually showing, okay, it's in the form of hard copy or soft copy, doesn't matter. You're talking about a picture, right? Who's the person in the who's the person actually in the picture or in your DP? Okay, hard copy, soft copy, doesn't matter. You always go with that. So the answer has to be in. Okay, let's go to question number 8. We are going blank holiday next week. How easy it is to answer to this question, my dear friends, because I did tell you, whenever you talk about vacation, you talk about holiday, you talk about leave, blindfoldedly go with on. I am on leave. You're going on leave. She's planning to go on a leave. I think my husband is planning to go on a vacation. Our entire family is on a holiday. Okay. So when we talk about any of these, blindfoldedly go with one preposition, that is on. You don't have to even read the question. This is like mathematics. Sometimes English grammar works like mathematics. Up to how many percent? Up to 90%. 10% terms and conditions apply is always there. Okay. So the answer to question number 8, ladies and gentlemen, is on. Let's move on to question number 9. What does it say? Munich lies 530 meters blank sea level, above, across, past. What do you think is your answer? Anybody who has given me the answer to this question? I don't think anybody has given the answer to this question. Anyone? Okay, now I'm receiving the answers. Thank you. Thank you so much. Very good. I think it's very easy to guess the answer here, because I don't know whether you have seen these signboards when you travel, maybe to the mountains or to any place. Usually people write either above sea level, they use this in the signboard, or they use below sea level. Below sea level. Have you noticed that? Below sea level. Okay. Either they use above sea level, you are above so and so sea level, or you are below so and so sea level. Okay. This is a very common signboard what you get to see when you travel to different places. So this is a common sense. And in fact, I'm giving you a hint. English is everywhere. Okay. Sometimes you might not get the exact answer in terms of why this, why not some other word. This is like asking, why does the sun always actually set in so and so direction? Okay, so when we say that, we do not have any specific answer for that. That's what we know, that's what it has been proved, that's what we are supposed to understand. You dig in too much, why, you never get the answer exactly like that. Okay, so the answer to this question, ladies and gentlemen, definitely has to be Munich lies 530 meters above sea level. Above sea level. Okay, across and past you cannot even think of. Let's go to the next question quickly. Question number 10. We're discussing question number 10. Some of you have already sent the answer. Thank you so much. The flight from Leipzig to London was blank Frankfurt. What's the answer? There's only one correct answer. I'm sure as you all must have traveled to one or the other place, either by air or by bus or by train. You tend to hear this word over and over again. The train to ABC is going to Mumbai via Bangalore. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is a very common word what you get to hear in all the bus stations, in airports, in railway stations, irrespective of the means of traveling, what you have actually chosen to, doesn't matter. The word what we tend to hear is via. Okay, basically, let's say I'm actually giving an example. I'm not aware of the places where you stay, so I'm actually giving the example of places from India. Okay, let's say I'm actually planning to travel by air. I'm planning to catch a flight from Bangalore. Okay, let's imagine that, from Bangalore. So maybe my destination is Delhi, which is the capital of our country. Delhi is the capital of our country, and Bangalore is capital of Karnataka. That's its state. Okay, one of the states. So now I can say the flight to Bangalore to Delhi. Look at this: Bangalore to Delhi via Kolkata or via Mumbai. Okay, is ready for the departure. This is how usually they do the announcement. So via is a very common word. So definitely the answer to question number 10 has to be via. Great job, and a big bravo to all those people who have given the correct answer. I really appreciate it. Let's go to the third section quickly. This is a section where you have to fill in the blanks with a and the. Okay, your time starts now. Only 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. One more minute. It must be definitely easy. Janatul Khanum, very good attempt. Would you like to check your answer again to question number 11? Please read the questions and mark your answers. I'm sure you have a pen and a paper handy. Just take down the answers, whichever you think is the correct answer according to you, in a paper. Okay, so that you can compare the correct answer with your answer. You can get to know where you actually stand, because ultimately it's not about how many sessions we are attending on communication skills. It's equally about checking on where do we stand, how far we can come, right? That's why this test has been conducted. It's a kind of surprise. I know you were not expecting a surprise like this at all. However, all right, here we go. Your time's up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's quickly get started with the answer. Fill in the blanks with a and the and no article. Please read the instructions. A and the or no article. Okay, so let's look at question number 11 first. It says, I am fond of blank classical music. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been preparing for any competitive exams, or maybe you are an aspirant of getting a job, okay, doesn't matter. You must have known this for sure, because there is a very important rule in articles which says, whenever you talk about your likes and dislikes, whenever you talk about your likes and dislikes, okay, whenever you talk about your likes and dislikes, remember, you never use any articles. I repeat, whenever you talk about your likes and dislikes, you never use any articles. For example, imagine if I say, I like samosas. By the way, samosas are one of the snacks what we eat, which are very famous in India. So I like samosas. I cannot say I like a samosa, I like the samosa, I like an samosa, which is out of the kind of like, league article what you can think of over here. However, you can't say that. When you say I hate, or she hates, or you hate, you never say I hate you, I hate the Suresh. You never say like that, right? So what is the moral of the story? Whenever you talk about any likes and any dislikes, whether it is connected to eating, connected to person, connected to traveling, trekking, etc., etc. So there is no boundary here. Whenever you talk about your likes and dislikes, or in other words, whenever you talk about something what you love and something what you hate, okay, please keep this in mind. No articles. You cannot use a, you cannot use an, you cannot use the. There's no chance. Okay. Look at the sentence. The sentence says, I'm fond of. Fond of means what? I love it. I love something. I'm talking about I love, right? So as I'm talking about what I love in the sentence, there cannot be any article in for the blank for sure. So the answer to this question, ladies and gentlemen, has to be no articles. Let's move on to question number 12. Anybody who has come up with the answer to question number 12 by any chance? Anybody who has come up with the answer to question number? Jareen Sultana, yes, Jareen, please go ahead. I'm sure I have allowed everyone to talk. Okay, yes, Jareen, go ahead. You have something to say? Yep.
Ma'am, the
Yes,
book
Jareen.
won the Booker Prize.
This book won the Booker Prize. Is that your answer to question number 12?
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Zareen. You're absolutely right. A big round of applause from my end to you. Good job. And to all those people who have sent me that answer, it's a mixed answer what I've received. Some people have sent A, some people have sent an. Definitely it has to be the. Please make a note of it. There is another rule in article. It's time to discuss what is that rule. Okay, the rule says whenever you talk about any prize or award, okay, This award could be connected to science or history or entertainment, anything, okay, irrespective of anything. Whenever you talk about any awards or prize or any kind of acknowledgement, the rule in articles tells us, please make sure that you do use the definite article the right in front of the title of the award or the title of the prize. Okay, the same thing is even applicable to a lot of other things. For example, when you talk about any epics, okay, in our country there are only two epics, that is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana and Mahabharata, right? So the rule says whenever you talk about Ramayana and Mahabharata, always mention the Ramayana, the Mahabharata. Not only that, when you talk about any holy books of any religions, okay, it could be the Bible, the Quran, the Tripitakas, the Granth Sahib, the Bhagavad Gita, anything for that matter. Okay, it has to be the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Tripitakas, the Granth Sahib. Okay, that is also another rule. Likewise, when you talk about any rivers and oceans, okay, there are 5 oceans. So all the rivers across the globe, any river across the globe, you must always mention the before the name of the river or ocean. This is a rule. Okay. Likewise, the rule also says when you talk about any award, for example, there is an award called Nobel Prize. You must have heard of it. Okay, do we say just Nobel Prize or do we say the Nobel Prize? The Oscar. Lady Gaga won the Oscar for so and so, right? I think I might win the Nobel Prize next year. I doubt it, however, yes. So it's like that. So when you talk about any of these factors, what you can see right now on the screen, please make sure you're using the definite article the before the names of epics, the names of holy books, the names of rivers and oceans and mountains. You can add that, the names of any prize and any award, acknowledgement, etc., etc. Okay. So the answer to this question has to be the. Good job. And bravo to all the people who have already given me the answer. All right, question number 13. Anybody who would like to unmute himself or herself and let me know what is the answer? Gold is blank precious metal. Anybody who would like to give me the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
I think number 13, gold is the precious metal.
Gold
the answer is
the. Okay. May I know who's speaking, by the way?
Mahmood. Yeah.
Mahmood. Thank you so much, Mahmood, for your answer. I really appreciate it. However, I'm really sorry to say your answer to the question is incorrect. It is not the precious metal.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I think gold is a precious metal. A.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jareen. Thanks a lot for your answer. There are Janatul Khanum, Anupama, and Emmanuel Kasongo, all the 3 also have sent the correct answer. You're absolutely right. The answer to this question definitely has to be A. Point to be noted. This is very important to understand. What are we talking about? We are actually talking about gold being a metal. Am I correct? We're talking about gold being a metal. Point to be noted. See, gold is not the only metal which is available across the globe, right? We have a lot of other metals. So the sentence in generally talking about gold being a metal, it means A means what, by the way? Anybody who can give me the understanding of the word A and an? Anybody? Article A and an. What's the meaning of A and an? For example, if I say I have a pen, what's the meaning of I have a pen? I have a pen means? Anyone? Very simple, right? I have a pen means I have one pen. So Moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you use a and an in a sentence, it means you're talking about something one. That one could be one person, that one could be one car, that one could be one house, that one could be one animal, anything. But definitely you're talking about how many? You're talking about one. There is an elephant. How many elephants? One elephant. I have a car. How many cars do I have? One. I have an elder brother. How many elder brothers do I have? One. So when you use a and an in a sentence, it means you're talking about something one. That one could be anything for that matter. So as in the sentence, we are talking about metal. Point to be noted. Okay. I'm telling there are many metals, out of which gold is also a metal. You get my point? There are many metals across the globe, but gold is a metal. Gold is a precious metal. Okay. So the answer to question number 13 has to be A. Question number 14. Anybody who would like to unmute himself or herself and give me the answer? Question number 14.
Yeah, madam, can I try?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
There is an institution for the blind in the city.
Fantastic, Kasango. Great job. A big thumbs up to you. Absolutely right. Correct answer to both the blanks to the question. Okay. Question number 14. It's very easy to understand. See here, there is blank institution. The sentence, the word institution, E sound, point to be noted, E sound is actually a vowel sound. Is actually a vowel sound. Right? So there are plenty of sounds, close to 16 vowel sounds what we come across in English, like a, e, I. These are all the sounds what we have. Okay. So what does the rule say? This rule actually tells us whenever any word, I'm so sorry, there's no power. So I'm going to turn off. Is it okay? I know it must be looking very dark. Absolutely. However, I request all of you to bear with this picture, what you can see right now, okay, of me. So the rule says whenever any word in English starts with any of these 16 vowel sounds, okay, sounds, point to be noted, not vowel sounds. This is where we usually go wrong, okay. So wherever it starts with any of the 16 vowel sounds, then if you're talking about whatever you're talking about is actually one, then blindfoldedly go with an, like an elephant, an electrician, an engineer, an institution, an umbrella. Okay. So these are all vowel sounds. These are not only starting with vowels, these are all, these words do contain, these words are starting with vowel sounds too. So it's not the vowel, it's always the vowel sound which matters a lot. So from that perspective, the answer to the first blank in the question definitely has to be an institution, an ice cream, an awful person, an awesome party, an umbrella, an engineer, an electrician, okay, etc., or an entrepreneur. Okay. So now let's look at the next blank in the same question. There is an institution for the blind in the city. Point to be noted. This must be new to most of us. So let's discuss this. Please keep this in mind. We are still discussing the same question. That's question number 14. Please keep this in mind. Whenever in article there is a rule, the rule says whenever the sentence says the blind or the employed or the unemployed, okay, or the police, okay, or the rich, the poor, okay, etc. whenever any of the words usually are followed by the, point to be noted, whenever any of the words are usually followed by the definite article the, when I say the blind, I'm not talking about one blind person. I'm talking about all the people who belong to the community called blind. So the blind doesn't mean one specific blind person. The unemployed doesn't mean one specific unemployed person. The rich doesn't mean one rich person. It means all the people who belong to that particular community called rich or poor or employed or police or unemployed, blind, etc. You get my point? Okay. So why did Kasongo give the answer the blind in the city? Because they are not only talking about one blind person in the city, they're talking about all the blind people in the city. They're talking about all the blind people in the city. So logically, ladies and gentlemen, all the blind people is equal to the blind is equal to all the blind people. The employed is equal to all the employed people, and all the employed people is equal to the employed. Okay, when I say police, okay, when I say police, now I'm just saying police, it could be actually one, you can actually guess anything, because police is both singular and plural. You can actually use it the way you want to, right? But when I say the police, definitely I'm not talking about one police officer. I'm talking about all the police officers who belong to the community called police. Okay, so that's the reason the answer to question number 14 has to be, there is an institution for the blind in the city. Okay, bravo. Question number 15. Who would like to give me the answer?
Ma'am, can I try it?
Yes, Mahmoud, go ahead, please.
My uncle is an MLA.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for the answer. I'm sure everybody has given me the same answer. I'm just hoping so, keeping my fingers crossed. Okay, here we go. Now look at this. Why is Mahmoud saying an MLA? You can definitely ask me this question. Ma'am, M is not a vowel, right? M is a consonant. You are correct. M is definitely a consonant. Correct? So on what basis am I saying an MLA? Okay, please understand. How do you pronounce M? Is this how you pronounce M? M, right? So basically M is actually starting with a sound. The sound actually is A, M, M, okay? Embroidery, MLA, right? So there are a lot of words which come under the same umbrella of this particular vowel sound. So although M looks consonant, in fact, M letter is a consonant in English alphabet, in spite of that, as MLA, member of parliament, as MLA, especially MLA, okay? MLA starting with the sound A, as I'm talking about only one MLA, so I must definitely go with the answer, an MLA. Okay, an MLA. All right, so that's the reason question number 15, the answer has to be an. All right, let's quickly go with the next one. Ready? Another 5 questions, 2 minutes time. Nice. Mohammed Pias, I did not get what you actually had sent. I think this is the answer to maybe that question, what I had asked. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm sure everybody must have found out the answers to all the questions from question number 16 to 20. There is a mistake in each of the questions, and you have to rewrite the sentence with the correction. I'm sure you must have found out what are the errors, and you must have definitely come up with the correction. I'm expecting all of you to send me the answers via chat quickly. Is everyone awake? Not even a single person who came up with the answer? You were not able to identify the mistake, or what is it? I'm still waiting for your responses. Folks, quickly let me know. What's your answer to question number 16? What is the mistake, and what do you think is your correction? What replacement would you like to do? Yes? Somebody has unmuted.
Ma'am,
Yes, huh? Yes, Jareen.
ma'am 16 হবে each of the boys plays cricket well.
Each of the boys?
Plays PLAYS.
Very good.
Plays.
Jareen, great job. I really appreciate that. In fact, if you all must have listened to the explanation what I was giving for question number 1 to 5, I was actually talking about the same. All the question number 1 is also here, especially under the umbrella of error spotting. It's based on subject verb agreement. Okay. Okay, let's see why Jareen said play should actually be changed to plays. What are we talking about? We are talking about each of these boys. Point to be noted. Each of these boys. Okay. Please understand. Usually, one of the mistakes what we tend to commit here is we usually go with the word boys. Boys singular, plural, plural. So when my subject is plural, my verb has to be plural. This is how we end up the incorrect answer to a question. But you have to understand, I'm not directly talking about boys here. I'm talking about each of the boys. Do you know what is the meaning of each of the boys? Do you understand what is the meaning of each of the boys? Okay. For example, imagine these are all boys. Right now, only the skeleton. Okay. So imagine these are all the boys. So what I'm saying is each, okay, of the boys, you understand my point? Each of the boys is very intelligent, right? Each of the boys plays cricket very well. Means, in other words, you know, what is the sentence I'm trying to, what message am I trying to convey here with the help of this sentence? Anybody who can let me know? Very simple. I'm actually trying to say every boy plays cricket very well. This is the meaning of the sentence. Every boy plays cricket very well. So the same sentence, the same meaning, I'm actually conveying in a different manner. I'm saying each of the boys is equal to each of the boys. It's just different way of telling it. Okay, you understand my point? So it means every boy in the team is excellent at playing cricket. That's the meaning. This is not all of the boys. Point to be noted. This is not all of the boys. I'm not using all. If the sentence would have been all of the boys, definitely it has to be all of the boys play cricket well. That would have been the correct answer. But I'm not saying all of the boys. I'm saying each of the boys. Okay. In fact, I can give you one more variation here. By any chance, if the same sentence would have started with one of these boys. Yes, meaning is changing for sure. One of these boys. I mean to say, one specific boy out of these boys plays cricket very well. When I say each of the boys, it means every boy plays cricket very well. When I say one of the boys or one of these boys plays cricket very well, means there are a lot of boys, but there's only one boy who plays the cricket well. Okay, you understand my point? Who plays cricket well? So that's the reason the answer to this question. The corrections, first of all, the mistake in the sentence is okay. So the mistake in the sentence, that is question number 16, is play. The word play should be changed to plays. Each of the boys plays cricket very well. Good job, Zareen. Okay, yes. What's the answer to the next question? Anybody who would like to unmute himself or herself and let me know what's your answer? Yes.
Ma'am, is it he provided the blind with food?
Fantastic. Very good. Very good, Anupama. I really appreciate your presence of mind and common sense. Just few minutes ago, we were discussing a question on the blind, right? The blind, the police, the unemployed, etc., etc. This question, that is question number 17, is also based on the same. If you did notice few minutes ago when I was discussing this concept called the blind, where I said the blind is equal to all the blind people. All the blind people. This is what I said, right? Did you notice something? When I said the blind, I did not say the blinds. I only said the blind, which looks like singular, but is actually considered plural. When I said the police, which looks like singular, okay, which is actually considered plural. I never said the blinds, the polices, or the police officers. I never said the rich people or riches, the poor. I never said like that, correct? So basically, in this particular form of using the terminology with the right article, that is the definite article, the, you never add the letter yes. That's the mistake. Okay. He provided the blind. It means he provided all the blind people with food. There are two participants who have raised hand. Yes, Mahmood. Tell me.
Yeah, ma'am. Can I try number 18?
Yes, you can. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just close this question and you can try. Okay, you can stay. All right. So the answer to question number 17, all my dear friends, definitely has to be he provided the blind, not the blinds, the blind with food. Great job. Go ahead, Mahmood.
He enjoyed in the party.
Sorry.
He enjoyed in the party.
Very good. Thank you. That's a very good attempt, Mahmood. Unfortunately, not the correct answer. Not the correct answer. Anybody else who would like to try? Okay, there are two more participants who have raised their hands. Go ahead, please. Jareen, go ahead. Jareen, go ahead.
I try.
Yes, Kosango, go ahead. Whoever gets the opportunity first, go ahead, please.
He enjoyed the party.
He enjoyed the party. See, if the sentence says he enjoyed at the party, I think that should be a sign for all of us to understand there is something which is missing in the sentence. That's a good try, Kasango. Unfortunately, incorrect answer. Jareen, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I think he enjoyed into the party.
No, he enjoyed into the party. Instead of correcting the sentence, I think we're adding more mistakes to the sentence, Jareen. Unfortunately, not the correct answer, but I really appreciate it. All the answers so far you have given is correct. Yes.
Ma'am, is it he was enjoyed at the party?
No, he was enjoyed at the party. How can we say he was? The
He
moment
was enjoying, no?
yeah, correct. The moment you use was, automatically ing comes into picture, right? He was enjoying, I was studying, she was singing, he was playing. No? Any other? Jareen, go ahead, please. You have risen
My
your
turn.
hand and I've, yes, Kasongo.
He really enjoyed at the party.
Wow, that's nice try. That's a really nice try, Kasango. Adding an adjective, do you think can be the solution?
Yeah, I was trying an adjective.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. That's not the correct answer. Jareen, your hand still is risen. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jareen. You have nothing to say? No one, not even a single participant who can give me the answer to this question. Come on. Anybody? Saad? Is Saad there? No, I don't see Saad. Yes, Jareen.
Ma'am, he enjoyed on the party.
No, how can you say on the party? Either it has to be in the party in a context or at the party in the context. Actually, from that context, as one of you said, he enjoyed the party can be one of the corrections, but that's not the actual correction. Now, what's the correction? Okay, let me give you the answer quickly without making you all wait.
Ma'am, is it he enjoyed the party?
No, I think this answer was given by one of the other participants. No, that's not the correct answer, Anupama. However, I really appreciate your attempt. All right, here comes the moment to give you the answer. Now, what's the answer? The answer is he enjoyed himself at the party. He enjoyed himself at the party. You know why we actually couldn't find out a mistake here in the sentence? Because this is how we speak in English. For example, you must have heard a lot of people telling, go and enjoy. Have you heard of that? Let me know via chat quickly. Have you heard of people telling you, go and enjoy, go and have fun, especially go and enjoy? Has anybody told you? Or have you told anyone, go and enjoy? Have you told? Yes, no, let me know via chat, please. Yes, correct, right? We always say, go and enjoy. Look at this. Go and enjoy. See, according to English, okay, there is an error here. The error is, now you are telling go and enjoy. Go and enjoy what? You get my point? The sentence is actually incomplete. Go and enjoy what? Go and enjoy the party. Go and enjoy the wedding. Go and enjoy yourself at the party. Go and enjoy yourself at the wedding. Go and enjoy yourself. So and so. All right. So you get my point? This is actually considered incomplete, ladies and gentlemen. This is considered incomplete. This must be a very, very petty mistake in the sentence, which you think is not important, but this is important when it comes to cracking different competitive exams, okay? Or maybe cracking any company specific question paper. You get my point? So the answer to this question has to be, he enjoyed himself. Look at this now. At the party. Now it is actually sounding meaningful. It's complete. There is no mistake too. Okay. Either the sentence can be, he enjoyed the party directly without himself at, or he enjoyed himself at the party, which has to be the correct correction. Any questions, clarifications on this? Anybody who has any doubt by any chance? Okay, who would like to give me the answer to question number 19? Question number 19. Anyone? Anybody? No? Not even a single person? Very sad to know. Okay, what if I actually give you a hint? Will it help? She availed the opportunity. Maya, that's a very good try. No? This is what the sentence, what everybody uses. I availed the opportunity. She availed the opportunity. He availed the opportunity. They availed the opportunity. We availed the opportunity. Okay, Kasongo, hint. This question is based on one of the factors what we discussed in today's session. So you know the answer to this question already, because we've already discussed something similar to this. Kosongo is always all ears, very alert. Jareen, Anupama, Mayat, Mahmood, Ramdan, anybody who could give me the answer to this question? No, she availed the opportunity is the same answer sent by Mayat, Sandhani. No, that's not the correct answer, unfortunately. Anyone? Come on, somebody. Okay, very close hint. We discussed it in the past 15 minutes. Something is missing in the sentence. Something is missing in the sentence. Can that help? Something is definitely missing in the sentence. No? The moment I tell you the answer, you might definitely want one expression what you all will come across is like, I knew it. Come on. Why didn't it come to my mind? You know what's the answer?
Ma'am, is it she availed of an opportunity?
No. The opportunity is perfectly fine, Anupama, because they're speaking about a specific opportunity. So from that perspective, it's correct. When will you say an opportunity? When you're talking about an opportunity, which is not specific, right? I got an opportunity. Now that opportunity, what you're talking about can be any opportunity. You get my point? But when I say I got an opportunity, the opportunity is awesome. It means I'm talking about a specific opportunity. So from that perspective, it's correct. Math, you're very, very close. Add one more word. Very close, Math. That's great. Somebody used common sense. No problem, Neeraj. I completely understand. You missed a lot of things. We discussed something very important, Neeraj. Okay, so the answer to the question, ladies and gentlemen, is she availed herself of the opportunity. She availed herself of the opportunity. This is the correct answer. Please remember, whenever you're talking about availing an opportunity, whenever you are talking about availing, especially keep this word avail in mind. This is a very important word. This entire concept what we're discussing is based on this word called avail. Okay. Whenever you use this word avail, you always avail yourself of the opportunity. Okay. So if the sentence is starting with you, then it will go with yourself. Right? If the sentence is starting with she, then it will go with herself. In fact, it should go with herself. If the sentence is starting with he, then it should go with himself. If the sentence is starting with I, it should go with myself. Okay. If the sentence is starting with we, then the sentence should go with ourselves. If the sentence is starting with they, then it should go with themselves. Okay. Point to be noted. So for example, I'm just giving you an example. Please make sure that you're just looking at the screen and you're all ears to what I'm going to say. I availed myself of the opportunity. You availed yourself of the opportunity. He availed himself of the opportunity. She availed herself of the opportunity. We availed ourselves of the opportunity. They availed themselves of the opportunity. You got my point? Everyone? Okay. So this is the key here. Whenever this word avail is used, remember, the pronoun myself, yourself, ourselves, themselves, yourself, himself, herself is a must. It has to be used. Any of these has to be used based on the subject what you're using. Okay. It cannot be just I avail the opportunity. That's grammatically incorrect. This can be one of your error spotting or sentence correction questions, especially for those who are watching live on YouTube exclusively. If you're preparing yourself for any company specific question papers, this can be one of the questions. It's very trendy nowadays. She availed herself of the opportunity. Okay. So that is the correct answer. Last but definitely not all the least, question number 20. Anybody who would like to give me the answer? Question number 20. Anyone? I must take your leave. So basically, this is like seeking permission to leave the place. One of the sentences which was pretty much used during kinship, when people used to walk into the palace of the king, they used to always seek permission of the king before leaving. Anyone? Come on, somebody. Anybody who would like to make an attempt at least? Quickly.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am,
Anupama.
I must take
Jerry.
my leave.
No. No. Anybody? That's a great attempt, Jareen. I really appreciate it. I like all the participants, being very spontaneous in answering. That shows how interested you are, right? I allow your leave. Maya, that's an answer to the question. I allow you to leave. Please leave. Get out. Okay, anybody else? That's very nice. Thank you. Anybody else? Come on. Not even a single participant who could give me the answer to this question.
Ma'am,
Yes, Kusango.
is it,
Sorry, Mahmood.
may I take your leave?
No. Why would you take my leave when you have your own leaves? Maybe that's a hint for all of you to understand. I must take your leave. The sentence means something, but actually what is written in the sentence means entirely different. One hint to all of you. Okay, as no one is giving me an answer, quickly let me tell you the answer to question number 20, 21, I believe, right? 21. So, okay, 20 is I must take leave of you. I must take leave of you. Look at the sentence now. I must take leave of you. It means I'm seeking permission. I'm seeking permission to get out of your sight. That's the meaning. Leave off you. Means I must say goodbye to you and leave now. Or I'm seeking permission to get out. I'm seeking permission to, not to stand in front of you anymore. In other words, to leave off you. That's the correct version. I must take leave of you. If you are a person who watches a lot of the UK-based movies, you will get to hear this a lot. In many movies, they have used this dialogue. Your Honor, I think I must take leave of you, or I must take leave of the court. Something like that, okay? Lord, I must take leave of you now. It's time for me to bid goodbye. These are all the classic dialogues of a lot of Hollywood movies. So the answer to question number 20 is I must take leave of you. Okay. All right. Another 2 minutes for 5 questions. These are the questions. Find out the meaning of the following words. Surly, extirpate, abashed, mirth. I do not want any of you to get into Google, which is not going to help us. Okay. I want you to just take kind of like, take a guess. Just take a guess. No problem. What do you think is the meaning of the word surly? The meaning of the word surly? Definite? No, Mayat? Unfortunately, incorrect answer. Surly. Without looking into a dictionary, without getting into Google, Okay, you have to get me the answer. What's the meaning of the word surly? The meaning of the word surly, quickly. Not even a single person? Come on. You've never heard this word? Not even a single person? Certainly no. No, Rakin? Rakin, finally your name is changed. Yes, Kasango, go ahead. Kasango, I'm all ears. Mayat says dirty mind. No, no, Mayat. A person you don't know. Okay, Kasango, a person you don't know is actually called either a stranger or not acquainted or unfamiliar. These are the words what we use, not surly. Good try to all the people who have sent me the answers via chat. I really appreciate it. Okay, it's time for me to give me the answer. Question number 23. Surly actually means very rude. Very rude. Okay. You must have come across a lot of surly people in your life. I repeat, you must have come across a lot of surly people in your life. Some people, you just look at their faces, you know they are surly. They do not have to even talk to you. They don't have to behave in a certain manner with you. You know, they're like, they make all faces basically. Okay, but by the way they make their faces, you know that these people are extremely surly, which means very rude. Okay, in fact, another word which you can use over here is arrogant. Arrogant. People who make faces. People who make faces. Okay. All right. Great attempt. Question number 24. What do you think is the meaning of the word extirpate? Extirpate. Take a guess. A wild guess. Destroying? No, Anupama? No? Mayat, yes. Very good. Mayat, your answer is absolutely correct. Kasango, smash or smush, Kasango? Is it smash or smush? Anybody else? Mayat's answer is absolutely right. Correct answer. Finally, one person came up with the answer. The meaning of the word extirpate. Extirpate. Extirpate means to remove something. Something what is seen or unseen. So basically it could be physical or mental. Okay. There is another word what we can use, eradicate. Eradicate. Okay. This word eradicate you usually get to read in magazines, in newspapers, in articles. Okay. I think it's time to eradicate poverty in our country. It's time to eradicate caste system across the globe. It's time to eradicate racism across the globe, like this. Okay. So eradicate is equal to remove. Remove is equal to extirpate. Basically, remove something from the root. Remove something from the root. From the root. Okay. It need not to be remove something from the root all the time. Even if you are speaking from the context of just removing something, it's okay. Okay. That's also absolutely perfect. Great job, Mayat. Well done. Okay, here we go. Abashed. What's the meaning of the word abashed? Abashed. Very good. Neeraj, great job. Fantastic. Did you just take a guess, or is it like something what you have known? Rakhin says confused. No, Rakhin, it's not confused. Abashed doesn't mean confused. Yes, Anupama. Correct. Yes, Neeraj, go ahead and speak.
Ma'am, I heard this word first time from some teacher from my school.
Very good. Thank you so much. Well done. You heard it somewhere, and I'm glad that you can recall that word. You can recall the meaning of the word too. That's great. Thank you so much. Neeraj. Yes, as Neeraj and Sandhani and Ipoma both have given the answer to question number 24, that's the word abashed, right? The meaning of the word abashed is insulted or embarrassed. I repeat, insulted or embarrassed or ashamed, as two of you have sent. Insulted, embarrassed, or ashamed. Okay, so abashed is equal to insulted, insulted is equal to embarrassed, embarrassed is equal to ashamed. All the four words are synonyms to one another. I was abashed when the teacher called me on stage to speak on a topic spontaneously. All the students were abashed when they did not know an answer to a very simple question. Okay, like this. Fantastic, great job. Mirth, the last question, mirth. What do you think is the meaning of the word mirth is? Mirth is? Anybody who can give me the answer to the question quickly? Cheering, exorbitant, no. No Mayat, no Mahmood. Make fun, no. Okay, one hint to all of you. Basically, mirth is connected to something what we all want to achieve in our life. Something what we all need it. While I heard the Bible from one of my friends, the father said that mirth being happiness. Okay, Neeraj, is that your answer? Happiness is your answer?
Ma'am, he told to like express in the form of laughter, to be
Correct.
happy while listening something.
Correct, Neeraj. Your father is absolutely right. Did you ask your father just now?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, he's church father.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you so much. Correct. Rakhin and Neeraj, both of you have given the correct answer. Neeraj was the first one to give me the answer. This is not a word usually we tend to use in our day-to-day conversation. Mirth definitely means happiness. Yes, Kasango, go ahead and speak. Kasango? Oh, okay. You can speak now. Okay, just mistake. Okay, great. Okay, mirth means happiness. Happiness. So maybe I can say there was some mirth when there was a birth in the family. There was a mirth when there was a mirth. I'm just making a rhyme. Right? Usually whenever a baby is born, definitely everyone around has to be happy because it's one of the most beautiful things which can happen in a family, right? So usually you would experience mirth in all the situations which is exciting for you or for the people around you, right? So there was a mirth when there was a birth. Okay, yes, great job. Now, as it's time for, in fact, unfortunately, let me see. Okay, anybody who would like to give me the meaning of what is the meaning of once in a blue moon and a couch potato? Anyone? As last two questions. I do not want to miss out on the 5 minutes what we are left with. So once in a blue moon. What's the meaning of once in a blue moon and what's the meaning of couch potato? Very good. Anupama, Mayat, you're absolutely right. Once in a blue moon definitely means very rare. Not often. Very rare. Once in a blue moon. In fact, all the people who attended the session on idioms which I conducted, you can add one more idiom to your basket. Once in a blue moon means very rare. Very rare. Some students attend the session once in a blue moon. I repeat, some students attend the session once in a blue moon. I meet my friends once in a blue moon. Okay, so this is how you use the idiom once in a blue moon. What do you think is the meaning of couch potato, by the way? Couch potato? Anyone? Anyone would like to give me the answer of couch potato quickly? Very lazy. Yes, Anupama, absolutely right. A couch potato means a sluggish person, the laziest person ever. Absolutely right. Yes, couch potato. Usually we all behave like couch potatoes on weekends. We never wake up early in the morning. We do not have anything to do. We are happily in bed since 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, noon, right? So that's the meaning of couch potato. Couch potato means stuck to couch. Stuck to couch. In other words, very lazy. Very lazy. Okay, there's one more word what we use, that's sluggish. Somebody calls you a sluggish, it means definitely you are very lazy. Okay, sluggish. All right. I think, my dear friends, it's time for all of us to stop at this point because it's time, it's already 4 o'clock. It's about to be 4 o'clock in a minute. So any questions based on what we discussed so far? Yes, Neeraj, your answer is correct. Any questions, clarifications, queries, anything?
Ma'am,
Yes, Kasango.
when you send the assignments, do you really send them or what? Because some of us don't receive anything.
Okay, so you want me to send the assignment right away here? Like share it on Zoom? Will that help?
Yeah, maybe that way, because when you say that you are going to send, we don't receive anything.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me just check on that. Right, I'm extremely sorry that you haven't received it. No problem. What I will do is, could you all give me, just type in your email IDs quickly and send it to me via chat. type in your mail IDs and send it to me via chat immediately. And if I may request all of you to turn your videos on, I just would like to have I would really like to see each one of you. If you're comfortable, if you're okay with it. Anupama has a very stylish and a very fancy DP. Please type in and send your mail IDs to me quickly. Do you have a WhatsApp group or so by any chance?
Yes, we have a group.
We do? You do?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
you can
yes.
do one thing. Maybe one person can share your email ID. I will maybe, or your WhatsApp number also, so that I can actually share the assignment directly with you all. If you think it's an inconvenience to most of you and you're not receiving it by any chance. Okay.
I think Mr. Who, the one who starts the session, who is that?
Oh, the previous session assignment, I did not share it with Ashish. So I take responsibility completely for that. I didn't share it with Ashish. So I'm sure none of you must have received that.
Yes. So Ashish has the access
But prior
to our group.
I'm sorry.
Ashish has the access to our group.
Okay, great then. Then let Ashish share. That will be actually perfect. All right. Quedo. Then we'll stop at this point. All my dear friends, I hope we all learned something very important. Thanks for sharing your email IDs. Okay, by any chance, just one request to all of you quickly. By any chance, if any of your friends in the group let you know that they haven't received the assignment, you received it, just check, share the same thing. If you have a WhatsApp group or so, reshare the same thing so that everybody also gets it. Okay, if that's okay. Do you have a WhatsApp group? Do you all have a WhatsApp group? Yes, no? All right. Anyhow, thank you so much. Hopefully we learned something very important in the session. I'm going to meet you all on Monday with something even more exciting, with most probably with something what we have not dealt with so far. Okay. So until I'm going to meet you all on Sunday, please take a great care of yourself and have a fantastic time ahead and enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.